Hello, my spooky friends. It's currently August 26th, but I'm at the beginning of a new spooky project, the first of 2024, and I'm very excited. I want to make a spooky, creepy moth costume. So basically, this video is going to be mainly me trying to figure out how to make and construct, I guess those are the same words, the wings. And here's the fabric that I found at the thrift store. It's like a nice woven, just deep black fabric. I don't know what kind it is. And this is the sketch that I've drawn up. It's just a loose idea, and it's very, I say very loosely based on the death's head moth, and I'll insert a photo here. And yeah, I've been wanting to do this for a long time, so I'm going to make the wings hopefully with this fabric. I don't know if they'll be quite this big. We'll see. We're going to see how it goes. So there'll be, I want to get hopefully some faux fur to make like a little furry collar for like the top of the body of the moth, and then maybe paper mache a skull for the back here. And I'm not sure how I'll attach it, but we'll get there when we get there. So I hope you follow along. I hope maybe you start your own spooky project. And yeah, I also really hope that this is done by October. So let's get into it. Okay, we're jumping right in. I taped 10 pieces of printer paper together to create one bigger sheet of paper. Sorry, that's Ned in the background playing with the remnants of the paper. And I made this wing shape. I can't even get it in the shot fully. It's huge. And then what I did was I folded up this fabric so it would cut 4 at once, which was high risk, hopefully high reward. We'll see. Let's see. Yeah, and I wasn't really worried about having to flip the pattern piece over because this fabric is the same on both sides. And it looks like it turned out well. And what I'm going to do next is sew them, 2 of them, like 2 pieces together. And then I'll have basically have the 2 wing shapes done. So yeah, so in terms of how I figured it out, I basically, not to be silly, but I winged it. Yeah, I just kind of guessed on the shape, which I've made a couple of, let's see, I made this guy last year, excuse the dust. So I kind of went off that shape and just drew that up and then cut it out. So yeah, so next we'll be sewing the 2 basic wings together, and then figure it out from there. So I'll update you when that's done. Okay, so that turned out pretty well. We've got this, it's hard to show. I've got this nice wing shape here. And yeah, so far so good. I also made, I don't have any quilt batting, so I made myself some out of old sheets. So I did 3 layers of sheets in a slightly smaller size. So then that'll go tucked in there, and then I can sew around and then maybe quilt a little bit on top, and then I will probably try to figure out what kind of design I really want on the wings, and then paint on the wings, and hopefully that'll work out. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, so that's where I'm at right now, and so far so good. Here is the wing that's been fully sewn, and I did a little bit of quilting on it. You can kind of see. So I did these lines first so I could basically keep the inside fabrics, the batting that I created, don't tell anybody, but you know, the nice dainty floral blue fabric is inside these spooky wings. And then I did the outside. So then when I did the outside edge, I also closed up the hole here. So now we're going to make some fabric paint, which I've learned how to make with water and vinegar and glycerin, and it works really well. I've already tested it out. So this is my like water or my fabric paint medium basically that I made, which is pretty cool. So we're gonna do a test on this, a scrap of this, and yeah, we'll do that right now. I'm going to mix some acrylic paint with my fabric medium. I'm gonna put it in this little jar because I'm gonna use quite a bit, so it's nice to save it. Hopefully this will be okay to mix. Find out. What should we get? I think about half. I think I might do like 50-50. Let's see. A little bit in it at first and then mix it. And then put more in as we need. I've tested it on a different woven fabric. I even threw it in the wash and it works perfect. So it gives the paint like that flexibility and the ability to also stick to the fabric a lot better, which is awesome. And you don't have to go out and buy specialty fabric medium if you have vinegar and glycerin at home. Glycerin is also really cheap. I think you can get it just in the pharmacy section, wherever, Walmart, whatever store. Let's see. That works. Get a little paintbrush. I don't want to make it too thin because I don't want to do like 7,000 coats of paint to get the white to pop on this black. Let's see. Well, that's not bad, hey? I definitely thought it was gonna like, well, I'll see when it dries, but I thought it was gonna soak right into the fabric and be gone, you know, and I'd have to figure out a new technique. Okay, yeah, that works. Perfect. So now I need to still sort of plan the wing design that I want to do. So I'm gonna do a little bit more research and then a little bit of drawing, and then I'll show you my final design, and then we'll get to painting on the wings. Okay, I'm excited now. Okay, so this is the sketch that I came up with. I like it. It's simple, but like not too simple, I think. I don't know. I didn't want to try and replicate any kind of complicated wings, because there are some wings out there that are they're so intricate and detailed. I thought I would do something a little bit more graphic and a little bit more whimsical. So I've got the eyes and the tears. Yeah, and I think I'm just going to keep it black and white. And then on the inside of the wings, I'm going to keep that a little secret for me for the end. Okay, so now I'm going to start painting on the wing. Okay, I guess I just have to get started. I just have to go for it, which is the hardest part. And And because the fabric is black, I can't really draw on it first. So I'm just gonna do like a lightly, or try to anyway, lightly outline what I want to do. Okay, you want to start that arch kind of here, right? And then so this part in there is going to be all white, so it's okay if I fudge it a little because I can kind of cover that up. Could end up being one of those things that looks great from far away and then like a sloppy mess up close, but hopefully not. Hopefully it'll look good either up close or far away. I think this might have been the first time I've ever actually quilted anything, and it's not even really quilting, it was just like sewing a few lines to keep the fabric together, but I was like, oh, I kind of like that. It's fun. Weirdly satisfying. Actually able to get sort of a crisp line, which is awesome. Okay. Hold that down. It's a little bit lumpy bumpy. Okay. Space for the eye, so we're gonna try and follow this line. Okay, well, I'm gonna continue working on this and I'll check back in with you guys once I've made some more progress. Here is wing number 1. Still wet. I just finished it. Now I'm gonna do wing number 2. Wish me luck to get it any kind of similar. Yikes! So I made this. Doesn't really look like anything, but it is the harness that will hold the wings onto my back. And somehow it turned out exactly how I needed it to. It's just some fabric that I sewed into like kind of a rectangle with some elastic encased in the same fabric. Easy peasy. And there you go. So I originally thought maybe I would attach it with a couple of large buttons, like the wings with a couple of large buttons, but they weren't, when I pinned the wings to this and then tried it on, they didn't they kind of weren't very stable on the back. Like they were really floppy. So I thought maybe I will just sew them on, which may give me less movement in the wings, but I think it'll just be more secure and it'll probably look better. So now I still have to source some faux fur for the collar. I mean, if it comes down to it, I may have to order it online, which would be a bummer, but haven't had any luck finding any at the thrift store yet. So we'll see. And I won't leave it too long before I order it if I can't find anything. And then I also have to do the paper mache skull, which I'm going to do next. Okay, it's paper mache time. I'm just gathering supplies. I've got this balloon that I'm going to put the paper mache on top of, and in this kind of shape. Hopefully it'll be, and then hopefully it'll be, I don't know, it'll be sort of skull shaped, and then I can cut it out in the eyes and the nose hole and all that. And then look good. So paper mache is just 50% flour, 50% water, a little bit of salt in there. Got my crunchy paper mache brush and a bunch of paper from other projects. We'll just use that up. It's October tomorrow, so I'm trying to get a move on and get this thing done so I can get the video out before everyone's lost interest in Halloween, you know? Which for me is never, but some people, they do lose interest, I'll say it. So yeah, I'm gonna get started here. Okay, I'm just gonna do this top half because I only need the top half, like the front half of the skull. I'm gonna let that dry and then do another layer, and then I should be able to make it into a skull. The paper mache is dry, and now it's time for the fun part. I'm just gonna pop it. Oh, let's see. I may not have enough layers on it. I did 3, but I never know. I'm gonna cut the edges so it'll be should be a little sturdier. So there's our little skull shape, sorta. Let's see. I'm just gonna cut some off around the edges. I'm just gonna do like a really, really simple skull face. Skull face? Sure. I think I'm going to cut it out in a way that, so I'll cut out the eyes and the nose, and then I'll cut this shape into the skull, so more of a skull shape, and then, yeah, and then maybe just paint the teeth. I haven't really decided. We'll see. I don't want to, like, there we go. Puncture the whole thing and then make it misshapen. One. Nose. Eye number 2. You can see where I'm going with this, right? Okay. After I cut out the shape of the skull, then I'm going to just paint it white and figure out how to attach it to the costume. I did some trimming, as you can see, and now it kinda looks like a skull. I'm pretty happy with that. So it'll be like fine in 3D enough, but it's obviously not anatomically correct at all. But it'll be fun. So I'm just gonna paint it white, and then I'm gonna paint black lines in here for the teeth, and then after that I'll have to figure out how I'm going to attach it to the costume. Here are the pieces of my costume. I've got the skeleton onesie, I've got some red sunglasses, I've got this. So this is the fur collar that I was going to do. I've turned it into sort of a pleated capelet. That's kind of how it evolved. And there's the paper mache skull on the back, and the wings are underneath. So let's go ahead and put this all together, and I'll show you guys what my costume 2024 is going to be. I'm excited. Oh my goodness. Okay, there it is, the finished costume. What do you guys think? I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks good. It literally wouldn't stop raining this morning. I wanted to go early before there were any, like, you know, people around, neighbors and whatnot being nosy. But yeah, I had to go out in the rain. I made it work. Put a little umbrella over top of my camera, and away I went. And I think the costume turned really well. I'm excited. Here, I'll give you a better look at the wings. So here they are. The outside. And then the inside, their little secret with gold paint. Has a little shimmer to it. You can't really see. But yeah, I'm very excited about that. And then the little... It was supposed to be a faux fur collar, remember? And then I turned it into, well, I thought I was going to do like a ruff, like a, you know, old-timey clown. I don't know. And then it turned into this pleated little capelet thing. And I sewed the paper mache skull on there, just at a few spots. It's the good thing about paper mache is that you can just use a hole punch on it if it's thin enough. And then this is muslin that I dyed black, but it turned out to be more of a light black, which is kind of fun. Gives the whole thing a little more of a vintage look, which I enjoy. You know, vintage creepy circus clown moth. Maybe that's what we're doing. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. And I would love it if you're making your own costume, please tell me what you're going to be for Halloween. I would love that. And if you did enjoy this, don't forget to give the video a like, subscribe to my channel and all that, and have a happy Halloween.